Welcome to another edition of Chaplain John with Chaplain John Sayers, featuring special reports and interviews with people doing kingdom ministry in Tulare County and beyond. And now, here's Chaplain John.
Hey, do you want to engage with others? I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but that's the theme for this podcast slash YouTube that I do. Now, my thoughts for the day, sometimes they're usually under 4 minutes, but my podcast, I'm going to give my little privilege to do a little bit longer. Not more than 10 or 15 minutes, but that's the theme. And oh, by the way, if you want to go to my other podcast and listen to my other podcast, I want to invite you to go, and you just go to chaplainchat.podomatic.com. That's chaplainchat.podomatic, spelled PODOMATIC.com. Okay, .com. Well, I know that's a silly topic, but I kind of think there's some people that they don't want to engage. They live by that song that Simon and Garfunkel wrote. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing it, but I want to give you the words to I'm a rock, I'm an island. Listen to the words. A winter's day and a deep and dark December. I'm alone, gazing from my window to the streets below, on a freshly fallen silent child of snow. I am a rock, I'm an island. I built walls, a fortress deep and mighty. There are none can penetrate. I have no need of friendship. Friendship causes pain. Its laughter and its lovey I disdain. I'm a rock, I'm an island. Don't talk of love. Well, I've heard the word before. It's sleeping in my memory. I won't be disturbed by the slumber of feeling that have died. If I never have loved, I would have never cried. I'm a rock. I'm an island. I have my books and my poetry to protect me. I'm shielded in my armor, hiding in my room, safe within my womb. I touch no one, and no one touches me. I am a rock, I am an island, and a rock feels no pain, and an island never cries. Okay, I had to get a little bit of that in. Just be glad I didn't sing the whole song. But, it may seem strange, but some people, they don't want to engage. And yet we were created to engage. When God created us, he created us to engage with him, engage with one another. Go back and look at Genesis 1 and 2. We were created in God's image. And when Adam was created, Adam was lonely. And God says, that's not good for him to be lonely. So he created Eve. We were created to engage with one another. And that's a powerful thing, to engage. Okay, I got a quickie Star Trek theme for you. Okay, now let's do it as a form of Jeopardy. Okay, Jeopardy. You have to give it in the phrase of a question. I'll give you the answer. All right, ready for this? Who was the first Star Trek captain that said engage, engage? Okay, ready for the theme song. Da da Jeopardy theme song. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Do you have the answer? Do you have the answer? Now, if you said it was Jean-Luc Picard of the Next Generation, which I would have too, we would be wrong. I found out it wasn't Jean-Luc Picard that said it. It wasn't Captain Kirk that said that. On the pilot episode, before Star Trek came out, then it was Star Trek Next Generation. But before Star Trek came out, there was a pilot made, and the captain was named Captain Pike. Captain Pike. Now, later on, they used that episode in a Star Trek show, but it was Captain Pike who was the captain before Kirk, before any, he's the one that said at the end of the episode, he said, engage, time to move on, engage. And the starship took off, right? Well, okay, I got to get off my Star Trek thing because I want to get back onto this thing. The thing that we were created to engage. That reminds me of a story I want to tell you. I've told this story many a times. I am sorry, I forgot who wrote the story. If you know, my apologies, because I'm going to tell it my way, But the story is called The Wall. Let me tell it to you. And it goes like this. Once upon a time, there was a man that he really enjoyed his garden. He had a great garden all around him. Loved it. And one day he came by and he saw little insects crawling into his garden. And he got angry and he goes, what can I do to protect my garden? And he goes, I have an idea. I'll build a small wall around it so the insects can't get in it or something. And he was happy. And then he came back the next day and he noticed some rabbits jumping over the wall, getting into his garden. He goes, what can I do to keep these rabbits out of my garden? He said, I know, I'll build the wall a little higher. Good. And then he came the next day and he saw some people leaning on his wall, just talking and fellowship, engaging. And he got mad because that was his wall. And he goes, what can I do to keep these people from leaning on my wall? I know what I'll do. I'll build my wall higher. And he encased himself all in the wall. Now he's inside with his garden. It was good. Now insects can't crawl in. Rabbits can't hop over. People can't lean on it. Good. Nothing can get in. But all of a sudden, oh, geez, a bird dropping on his head. Bird stuff. And he went, what can I do to keep these birds out of my garden? I know what I'll do. I'll put a ceiling on my wall. And so he did. And now he built, nothing could get in his, the insects couldn't, the rabbits couldn't, people couldn't lean off, the birds could, nothing could get in, not even the sun. And he noticed that his garden was starting to die. Well, one day he heard a voice of a little boy outside his wall. He said, Mister, are you in there? He goes, yes, go away. He goes, oh, mister, you got to come out. Feel the grass on your feet. It's so cool. It's so nice. Come out. He goes, no, I want to stay in here. Because you see, he was liking his wall so much. He even named parts of his wall. He would name this anger or jealousy or pride or whatever. That's what he was going to encase himself in. And the little boy said, please, sir, please. No, little boy, just leave. And the little boy came back again and again, and he said, please, sir, it feels so good. And the man said, oh, well, okay, I'll push one stone away. Just one. And he pushed and he couldn't get his, don't worry, little boy said, I'll pull and you push. And they pushed and pulled. And one stone came out and a little bit of the sunlight came in and it felt so good. And the little boy says, oh, push another one away. And each stone was hard because he had a personal relationship with these stones. Jealousy, anger, frustration. Oh, you name it. But he pushed one stone away and another stone away. And soon all the stones were away, except for the one he was standing on. And the sun was coming in. And it felt so good. And the little boy said, mister, jump off that stone, feel the grass. And he goes, no, little boy, I'm fine. I'm good. Thank you for helping me take the stones away, but I'm fine. And the little boy pleaded and pleaded. And finally, the little boy left. And he left, and the man noticed one day. He was standing on a stone. Actually, this was his favorite stone, to be honest. He loved the stone over all the others. He named it self. But he noticed one day, he noticed some little bugs and insects were coming into his garden. And he said, what can I do to keep these bugs and insects out of my garden? And he says, I know. I'll build a small wall. There may be some people that don't want to engage, even though God created us to engage. You know, when I walk and I wave, the wave walker, right? I love doing that because there are people now that are recognizing me more and more now. They know I'm goofy, but I have more waving back at me now. Police will slow down and wave and roll down their, how's it going? People will honk the horn. They'll wave because they're engaged. They don't even know who I am, but they're engaging with me. I see the smile on their face and I'm engaging with them because we were created to engage. We are created to engage with God. Can't do it if we're on the stone called self. We are created to engage with others. Can't do it if we're on the stone called self. Okay, I have one more Star Trek saying for you. Which starship captain said when they were about ready to take off on a new adventure to get the ship going, he said, make it so. That was Jean-Luc Picard. Oh God, help us to engage with you again. Oh, Holy Spirit, help us to engage with one another again. Oh God, Holy Spirit, Jesus, the 3 in 1, make it so.